Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and thought, will I regret anything when I get older? As we strive to live a fulfilling life with no regrets, we often wonder how to make the most of the years ahead. Welcome to Elderly Wisdom Stories, where we listen to and share real stories from retirees, so you can learn from their experiences today. In this video, let's hear Robert Thompson, 65 years old, reveal the 5 things that retirees aged 75 to 80 regret the most after personally speaking with 7 to 8 seniors. And don't miss the end of the video, as Robert shares a priceless piece of advice that will help you avoid tears when looking back at any moment in the future. Before we begin, we'd love to hear from you. What do you think you might regret the most if you look back 20 years from now? Share it in the comments below. Your story might help others avoid similar regrets. If you're eager to embrace more valuable lessons from the experiences of those who came before you, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell now. Now, let's join Robert Thompson to discover the 5 things seniors wish they had done earlier in life. Continuing from the introduction, let's dive deeper into the first regret that most retirees aged 75 to 80 share. I wish I had retired earlier. First of all, this is no surprise, as everyone desires more time to enjoy life. According to Investopedia, early retirement offers benefits like improved health, more time to travel, pursue personal hobbies, and a reduction in the stress that comes with continuous work. Most of the people Robert Thompson spoke with felt that they stayed in the workforce too long. They didn't officially step into retirement until age 65. Furthermore, a study on Science Direct shows that early retirement improves the quality of life, especially for those with physically demanding jobs or health issues. While you're still energetic, you can use that vitality to explore hobbies, take dream trips, or spend more time with family rather than just waiting for tomorrow. In reality, from ages 50 to 60, many people still have the health, intellect, and finances to retire earlier. I've seen colleagues retire at age 60. They shared that the early years of retirement were a time of explosive experiences, from traveling the world to taking art and sports classes or even starting small entrepreneurial ventures. All of these activities, if delayed until 65 or 70, may not have been as feasible due to health and endurance limitations. Additionally, early retirement can even extend your lifespan. A study by the National Institutes of Health, NIH, found that delaying retirement is often associated with chronic stress, which negatively affects heart health and the immune system. On the other hand, those who retire early have more time to focus on their health, exercise, and maintain a healthy lifestyle. However, retiring early requires a solid financial plan. According to ADP, starting to save and invest early allows you to diversify your portfolio and take advantage of compound interest over the long term. This means you need to plan during your middle years, set up an emergency fund, balance your spending, and invest wisely. So, what can you do today? 1. Assess your financial needs, determine your monthly expenses, and estimate the number of years you want to be retired. 2. Ramp up your savings. Save at least 15 to 20% of your income into retirement accounts or long-term investments. 3. Consider phased retirement. Gradually reduce work hours instead of stopping abruptly. Finally, ask yourself, are you delaying retirement just because you're afraid of not having enough money or losing purpose? If the answer is yes, start adjusting your plan today so you won't have to regret, I wish I retired earlier, like many seniors have. Continuing from reflecting on the retirement journey and the regret of, I wish I had retired earlier, let's move on to the second regret. I wish I had spent more when I was younger. At first, you might wonder, why regret spending money when we're always advised to save? According to Science Direct, spending on experiences, such as traveling, dining with friends, or attending cultural events, provides longer-lasting happiness compared to buying material things. While a new item might bring temporary joy, the memories of a beach trip, a concert, or a family reunion continue to warm our hearts as time goes by. Additionally, Nature recently published a multinational study showing that when receiving an unexpected sum of money, those who spend it on experiences travel, skill courses, entertainment, reported 25% higher satisfaction than those who spent it on material goods. This suggests that if you invest in memorable moments while you're still healthy, you'll reap the joy and lasting memories, a treasure that no savings account, no matter how large, can buy. I heard Mr. Michael, 78, share about his last European trip in his 60s. I spent all my spare budget traveling everywhere, and now, looking back, it was the best decision of my life. In contrast, some others just pinched pennies to save for the future, only to find that when their health declined, they had no opportunity to enjoy the money they had saved. Moreover, Investopedia also recommends that, if possible, you break down your budget for experiences over different stages of retirement rather than saving it all up at once. This way, you'll always have a mental gift to look forward to and avoid the poverty of happiness as old age creeps in. To avoid regret, try these 3 steps. 1. Create an experience fund. Set aside 5 to 10% of your income each month for activities you love. Short trips, art classes, concerts. 2. Flexible planning. Don't over-tighten the budget. If an unexpected opportunity arises, feel free to spend on a spontaneous weekend trip. 3. Capture the memories. Whether it's a photo or a short journal entry, keep a record of the emotions you felt, so that in your later years, you can relive those moments. Finally, ask yourself, are you saving too much for the future, or are you spending enough on living today? If you feel like you're pinching pennies too much, don't hesitate to rebalance, because it's through spending money on experiences that you won't miss out on the most precious moments of life. Continuing from reviewing how to use your savings for experiences, the third regret shared by many retirees is, I wish I had taken better care of my health. First, many acknowledge that during their working years they neglected exercise and maintained an unhealthy diet, staying up late, eating sugary snacks, and drinking little water, all in exchange for overtime or meeting work targets. However, according to research published in The Lancet Public Health, regular exercise, at least 150 minutes per week, can reduce the risk of early death by 30% and increase average life expectancy by 3 to 5 years. When people reach 75 to 80 years old, they often realize that if they had taken better care of their health earlier, they would have fewer illnesses in old age and more energy. Next, they regret their eating habits. Instead of prioritizing vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, they often consume too many processed foods, sweets, and sugary drinks. According to research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, diets high in sugar and saturated fat not only increase the risk of heart disease, but also raise the risk of type 2 diabetes by 20%. These consequences often become apparent only after age 60, when the body no longer recovers as quickly as before. Not only physical health, but mental health is also a factor that many neglect. Chronic work stress, lack of relaxation time, and insufficient sleep all contribute to chronic stress, with depression being twice as likely to occur in middle-aged individuals compared to younger groups. As people age, many long for those peaceful moments to meditate, read, or simply get a full, restful night's sleep. As for Robert Thompson, while he always reminded himself of the importance of health, he admits there were times when he was too complacent, especially with sweets. I love pastries, having a slice every night, until my doctor warned me about high blood sugar. That's when I realized I should have limited myself to just once a week, not every day. As a result, Robert adjusted his habits. He now only has dessert on weekends, drinks more water, eats more fresh fruits, and has incorporated regular exercise, 30 minutes of brisk walking every morning and light yoga every evening. To help you avoid the same regrets, here are 3 steps you can implement today. 1. Schedule a golden health hour. Dedicate 30 minutes each day to physical activity, even if it's just walking around the house or doing some stretching exercises for your arms and legs. 2. Gradually change your diet. Ensure that half of your plate consists of vegetables, a quarter with lean protein, fish, chicken, and a quarter with slow-digesting carbohydrates, brown rice, sweet potatoes. Replace sugar with fruit or natural honey. 3. Establish a relaxation routine. Spend 10 to 15 minutes before sleep on meditation or reading. According to the National Sleep Institute, this relaxation time can improve sleep quality by up to 20%. And finally, ask yourself, are you investing enough in your health? If the answer is no, start today, because health is the most valuable asset that will allow you to fully enjoy your retirement years, have fewer regrets, and live happily and healthily every day. Continuing from reflecting on health and spending on experiences, let's move on to the fourth regret, shared by seniors. I wish I'd pursued a hobby. First, most of the people Robert Thompson spoke with realized that after retirement, life gradually lost its motivation as they only found themselves idly watching TV or letting time pass without purpose. However, according to a comprehensive study from Nature involving over 93,000 people across 16 countries, engaging in leisure activities, or in other words, pursuing a hobby, helps reduce symptoms of depression, enhances happiness, and improves quality of life. As a result, many individuals aged 75 to 80 realized the value of maintaining a hobby. Some returned to woodworking, others took up photography, some began writing memoirs for future generations, and even more found joy in gardening or knitting. Additionally, an article from health.com emphasizes that hobbies that combine both physical and mental activity, such as gardening, fishing, or crafting, not only stimulate dopamine, the happiness hormone, but also foster social connections and reduce feelings of loneliness in the elderly. I met Mrs. Linda, 82, who initially spent her days watching TV. When her son gifted her a watercolor painting set, she intended to just try it out for a few days. After just a month, she completed nearly 20 small landscape paintings, joined a painting club, and even held a small exhibition for her friends. She shared, "Every time I pick up a brush, I feel like life has a purpose. That's my reason to wake up every morning." Not only is it beneficial for the spirit, but Harvard Health also cites research showing that creative activities like painting, crafting, or music help build cognitive reserves and reduce the risk of memory decline by 73% compared to those who don't engage in such activities. This shows that hobbies aren't just short-term pleasures, but also a medicine that protects the brain from early aging. To help you avoid the same regrets, here are 3 steps to start your hobby today. 1. Explore your hidden passions. List 3 to 5 activities you've always wanted to try when you were younger. Pottery, photography, writing, composing music, gardening, etc. 2. Dedicate time for experimentation. Every week, set aside 1 to 2 hours for a class or self-learning via instructional videos. Don't worry about being good at it initially. Just focus on enjoying the process of discovery. 3. Find a like-minded community. Join a club or an online group related to your hobby. Meeting others and exchanging ideas will provide motivation and opportunities for socializing, helping you feel connected on your new journey. Finally, ask yourself, are you waiting for someday to finally try pursuing your hobby? If the answer is yes, start today, because that someday might just be too late. Make every morning, every weekend an opportunity to learn something new, nurture your passion, and avoid regretting, "I wish I had started earlier." With a hobby, strengthening your spirit and sparking creativity, you'll have even more reasons to wake up excited. Retirement life won't be boring, but a journey of endless self-discovery. Continuing from recognizing the importance of persistent hobbies, let's move on to the 5th regret that Robert Thompson gathered. I wish I had traveled more. First, you need to understand that travel is not just about relaxation, but also about self-exploration, expanding your horizons, and stimulating the mind. According to a survey by the National Library of Medicine, seniors who travel frequently report a 20% higher life satisfaction compared to those who travel less or not at all. Next, many individuals in the 75 to 80 age range shared that when they were younger, they didn't fully utilize their health years to travel. By the time their health declined, long-distance flights became difficult, waiting for priority tickets, and long travel chains that made them forget the joy of exploring. That is the regret they feel most. Moreover, Forbes emphasized the importance of travel experiences. Short or long trips help reduce stress, improve cognitive function, and strengthen social connections, especially for retirees. When you're in your 50s and 60s, your health and finances are still in a good place to explore. For example, Robert traveled to nearly a dozen countries with his wife during that time, from historic Europe to the pristine lands of South America. As he recounts his travels, Robert shares, "In our 50s and 60s, we traveled continuously by plane, cruise, and group tours. Now, even though we're older, we still take trips, but we switched to driving, bringing along our 2 dogs. Though we no longer watch the sunrise in Paris or the sunset in Santorini, we still feel the freedom behind the wheel." According to Travel and Health magazine, traveling by car with pets has become a trend for golden travelers because it's flexible and reduces health risks. No airport waiting times, and you can stop anywhere to rest or enjoy the scenery. For instance, Mrs. Margaret, 78, once missed a trip to Asia due to concerns about the airplane and the distance to the hospital. When they switched to a road trip through the Pacific Northwest with their dog, she realized, at every stop, I could walk around, enjoy the scenery, take photos, and savor the local specialties. This sense of autonomy and adventure was still intact. To help you avoid the same regret, here are 4 steps to get started. 1. Plan a mini trip. Instead of waiting for a long vacation, try short 1 to 2 day trips around nearby areas like a lake, forest, or mountains. 2. Travel by car with your pet. If you have a pet, choose pet-friendly destinations. It's stress-free and gives you a companion. 3. Set a goal of 1 to 2 trips per year. Mark your calendar, book your hotel or tickets in advance, and make travel a commitment you can't miss. 4. Join travel groups. Participate in senior travel clubs or online communities to share experiences and find new travel companions. Finally, ask yourself, are you waiting for the perfect time to travel? Or are you ready to pack your bag and explore today? Because if you keep waiting for the right time, when health and time are just perfect, you may miss out on creating unforgettable memories. So don't let regret become a story of old age. Plan, set off with confidence, and enjoy every journey, because "I wish I had traveled more" will no longer be a lament, but a mark of a vibrant life. Through the heartfelt stories shared by seniors aged 75 to 80, we can see, don't wait until your hair turns gray and your legs get tired to miss out on retirement, to regret not using your savings at the right time, to worry about your health not being the same, to complain about a lack of passion and hobbies, or to regret not exploring the world. Instead, you can start learning from today. Plan for retirement while you're still full of energy. Spend on meaningful experiences. Prioritize taking care of your body. Nurture your passions, and seize every opportunity to explore. Then when you reach your 60s, 70s, or 80s, you'll smile proudly at the life you've lived fully, rather than sighing with regret. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like to support Elderly Wisdom Stories. Then subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on valuable tips that will make your 60-plus journey richer and more meaningful. Also, we'd love to hear from you. Besides the 5 regrets shared, do you have anything to add, or have you ever experienced similar feelings? Leave a comment below. Every story and every share can inspire and help our community live healthier, happier lives and continue exploring. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in our next videos